Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. For those popping on live, I apologize for being a little bit late. I got into a fight with my lipstick this morning, and I was not the winner. Um, it's always something, isn't it? Oh, it's always something. But today is Mindfulness Monday. It is Monday, Mindfulness Monday, and I am here with, I got some stuff, and we'll start off with the mindfulness cards while I wait for people to pop on. How about that? So, I hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And, I'm not sure, Monday used to be Hodgepodge Monday, which is kind of an anything Monday. I'm not sure I'm going to make it Mindfulness Monday, but I think mindfulness to start off the week is a good thing, to help give you some tools to make it through those rough spots during the week, right? Because who doesn't need that? So, hopefully these will help a little bit. So let's get rolling here. I know a bunch of cards just fell right out of the deck. So number 1, set your intentions. Before getting out of bed in the morning, set your intentions for the day. Set achievable, realistic goals and mindfully complete them. By the evening, you will feel more fulfilled having consciously achieved small goals. So if you're sitting there going, how can I do this? When you start doing your things, get a planner. Get a planner. I love my planner. It's got tabs. It's got stickers. I love the stickers. I'm not going to lie. But when we do that, even if it's a tiny little notebook, even if it's a tiny little notebook, just say, these are my intentions for today. Put them in your head, tell them to yourself while you're washing your face or brushing your teeth or doing whatever your morning routine is, and then write it down. And when you have a checklist, you can physically see what you've done, Now, if you don't get everything done, it's okay. If you get nothing done, just remember, you created that list, okay? So that's something. Don't beat yourself up, all right? The whole point is just to do mindful things, get mindful things done, and do your best. All right, the next one, mindful love. Tell your partner 5 things about them that you love and respect that you wouldn't normally say. Try to view your partner with new eyes and communicate with them your appreciation for their best qualities. Now, if you're someone like me and you don't have that partner, you could tell a coworker, you could tell a family member. My roommate is older sibling, so I could tell her 5 things that, I appreciate about her. And all those wonderful things. So, there's always someone you can say that to. If you work from home and you're probably not going to see any people, tell yourself. Look in the mirror and, say 5 things about you that you love and respect that you wouldn't normally say to yourself. Compliment yourself. 5 compliments that you genuinely mean. And I don't mean just rattle off a bunch of body parts. Okay, I love my hair. I love my eyes. No, something that people have said to you that you've kind of brushed off. Nah, thanks, but nah. So, good morning, older sibling. Speaking of older sibling, good morning, older sibling. So yeah, 5 nice things about yourself if you don't have that partner, okay? I promise I'll go do that in the mirror too. I will say 5 nice things to older sibling, and then I'll say 5 nice things to myself. So, let's see. Get back to nature. Get back to nature. I'm reading this like I'm not talking to you guys. Get back to nature. Enjoy the outdoors and get out in nature. Maybe even take your shoes off. The sensation of the ground has become unfamiliar to most of us, so the physical sensations of it can bring us into the present moment. Not to mention that it's simply fun. Now, you can do this. If you live in an apartment and say you live, I don't know, maybe say you live in New York, right, where there's not a lot of grass except for Central Park and you don't have a chance to get there, you could always make yourself a little container on your balcony if you have one, or even in your house. Just like with soil or grass or dirt, something. I mean, that's up to you. You don't have to. You could even get the fake grass and just wander through it. But it's not a bad idea. I literally live right next to a patch of grass. A bunch of patches of grass. But I don't ever do that. I don't think about it. I forget about it. And it always, whenever this card comes up, I always think to myself, hey, go outside and go walk in the grass, right? I mean, I was thinking about it just now while I was reading the card. And then I guarantee you when I leave the house today, I won't do it. I'll forget. So try to make it a point, even if you put it on your list, commune with nature, get in touch with nature, you know, do a nice little squat in the grass. I mean, not like that, but you know, just take your shoes off, wander around, feel the grass beneath your feet, all those lovely things. The mind garden. Read this slowly. Imagine your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. You can choose what seeds you plant in it. You can plant seeds of positivity, love, and abundance, or you can plant seeds of negativity, fear, and denial. You can spend time trying to take care of everyone else's garden, or you can work on making your own beautiful garden. So that's a good one. I'm going to put that aside because that's going to come in handy with the mindfulness thing today. But yeah, do you want to plant negativity, fear, and despair, or whatever, what was it? Negativity, fear, and denial, or do you want to plant seeds of positivity, love, and abundance? Now remember, abundance just isn't about prosperity. Abundance is about having a lot of wonderful things, all right? Coloring for adults. We've had this one before. Research has shown that coloring can be another helpful way of reducing stress levels. It's also a great exercise for the brain. Choose an image to color and take care to do this slowly. What is wrong with me today? The concentration required for this exercise will help you focus and bring peace to your busy mind. And you know what? If you accidentally color outside the lines, don't worry about it. Seriously, don't worry about it. Okay? This is your own personal coloring book. This is whatever you want to do. You can make whatever, you know, you can make green people, pink people, blue people. Well, those are Smurfs, but you know, whatever. It is your coloring thing. It is what comes out of your mind. There is no wrong way to color. All right. Let's see. Repeat a positive affirmation. It's easy to go off on a negative tangent of thoughts. A great way to reverse this is by repeating a positive affirmation. The focus on repetition is a mindful practice and has the added benefit of making you feel more positive. That's a good one. I like that one. Eat mindfully. When eating breakfast one morning, that's weird. When eating breakfast one morning, give relaxed attention to the tastes and textures of the food. Chew and swallow slowly. Choose what you will eat based on what you plan to do that day. If you will be very active, eat carbs for energy. If you're planning a lazier day, eat healthy fats to nourish your body. Enjoy the different tastes in each bite. The only reason I said that sounded weird is like, you know, why is it when eating breakfast one morning? How about when eating breakfast in the morning? So, anyways. Brain dump. If you are not meeting your goals, try this. Find a blank sheet of paper and title it Brain Dump. I like this one. We've had this one before. And write procrastination, fears, discouragements, and incomplete goals as subheadings on the page. Subheadings on the page. Jot down all the things holding you back from completing your task. Once you have emptied your brain, start on your task again with a clear mind. Do not reread the list. Allow it to be the place that you leave your thoughts behind. So once you're done brain dumping, throw it away. All right? Or rip it up so you don't have that, that urge to go unfold it and say, what did I write today? Just let it go. Rip it up. Let it go. All right? Solo date. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Solo date. Every so often we are lacking in love for ourselves. Set a date in which you organize all things you love to do. Treat yourself to your favorite food, drinks, and activities. It is important to foster a positive relationship with ourselves and treat ourselves with love and kindness. Ta-da! And the last one. That's right. The last one was one that's going to go with this book that I have right here for mindfulness. So as I mentioned last week, a friend of mine sent me this book. I know it's backwards, but a mindfulness for beginners journal. Journal. That's the operative word, right? Because you know how much I love my journals. So it's prompts and practices for living in the moment. Now, over the last 5 days, I've been so busy, but believe it or not, I've already done 2 pages in this journal. And I got to this third page and I thought, wow, you know what? I need to do this. And for 5 days, I forgot about it. But I did notice some things over the weekend, I should say. And I found that because of this journal, I was becoming more mindful in certain things, like, you know, certain habits or certain thoughts that come into our head. Here's a quote from Neil Donald Walsh. Stop all your doingness, all of your thinking. Just be for a while, even for only a moment. It can change everything. And it can. And you know, there are, whether you're on a healing journey, you've been on a healing journey, or you're ending a healing journey, or any kind of journey, just life itself. Mindfulness is such a beautiful thing. I'm finally learning it, and I'm really understanding it. And to be honest with you, for a long time, I think I kind of just bunched mindfulness in with meditation. I thought, oh, well, if I'm meditating, I'm being mindful. But meditating it's a solid practice in itself, right? You're sitting there, you're doing everything, you're breathing, you're whatever you're doing to just release stuff, right? To clear your mind. Mindfulness is about being in the present moment. So, sometimes things happen. Sometimes people will say things to you. Somebody said something to me over the weekend, and I just thought, I almost, in the old days, I might have just been like, oh, whatever, and then that starts a whole new thing, because then it's like, well, what? Is something wrong? And it's like, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take a few deep breaths. I'm going to be mindful in this moment and know that this too shall pass. And I know that's not always someone's favorite quote, this too shall pass. But when you really stop to think about it, it does put things into perspective. It does put things into perspective. And while I was thinking about this, the first thing I thought of was, you know what? When it comes to triggers, mindfulness can be, wow, that could be your biggest weapon. That could be your sword and your shield right there. And, I thought about it because, sometimes the behavior I wanted to embrace is not who I am anymore. It was from being a hurt person. And I don't want to be the hurt person that hurts people anymore, because of my own pain. I couldn't deal with my own pain. So, you just let it fly in different directions without thinking twice about who it's going to hit. And I was like, no, this isn't me. This is not how I want to react to things. And so I did that mindfulness. I did that breathing. And that was only after 2 days of working in this journal. But I think it's because I'm in a place now where I know that mindfulness can help me. And if you lose your shit sometimes, it's going to happen. All right. We are not going to figure out how to be mindful every moment of every single day. Some people can, and kudos to them, because that's what I aspire to. But if you're still working to that, to that point of aspiration, right? Don't beat yourself up, because you're doing your best. You're doing your best. But just, if you can, try to catch yourself in those moments. So in the page I'm on now in the journal is calm the mind. Close your eyes and bring your attention to the body breathing in the chest. Okay, let me read that again. I'm sorry. Let's try this again, and this time calm the mind. Calm the mind. Close your eyes and bring your attention to the body breathing in the chest. Take a few deep, mindful breaths to help calm the mind and body. Notice the chest expanding as you inhale. Exhale slowly and imagine letting go of all the stress and discomfort. As you let the air go from your lungs, visualize allowing the worry to leave your body. Repeat this practice for as long as you need. Now, I read this on, I think it was last Wednesday, when I had intended on doing this, and no, last Thursday. And even though I never got to the to the activity, to the journal part, it did help. It helped a lot, because I was breathing in what I wanted. I was exhaling the stress and the worry. Like, everything's going to work out. So again, close your eyes and bring your attention to the body breathing in the chest. Take a few deep, mindful breaths to help calm the mind and body. So inhale. Hold it for a moment. Exhale. Okay, so again, inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Notice the chest expanding as you inhale. So again, inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Exhale slowly and imagine letting go of all the stress and discomfort. So we'll do this one last time. Inhale. Hold it. And as you exhale, let go of all the stress and discomfort. As you let the air go from your lungs, visualize allowing the worry to leave your body. Repeat this practice for as long as you need. So the journal prompt for this was, take a few minutes to think over the last 24 hours. Can you identify times in which you were present and in times in which you were not. List a few examples of each. Recognize the experiences where you could benefit from being more mindful. Now, I know this is a little hard because this is my journal, but I will put it in. I'll put it in the comments on Facebook, and I'll put it in the comments on YouTube. But try to do this, and I'll put the name of the book in there too, so that in case you're interested in getting it. This is such a wonderful gift that was given to me, and I am so truly grateful. I have friends that pay attention and listen, and it's nice when they see things and say, hey, I think so and so can benefit from this. So when someone gives you a gift like this, I know sometimes we think, oh, what are you trying to tell me? If you are that person going, oh, what are you trying to tell me? You probably have some healing that needs to be done, because, excuse me, my head has been draining from my sinuses. So anyways, like, you need to know that. But when people give you a gift like this, you don't look at it as saying, oh, okay, what are you trying to tell me? You look at it and say, thank you, because maybe they were guided to send it to you. Maybe you're not listening to your higher power or your guides, so they're like, hey, I'm going to tell this person to give it to them. You say thank you, and you think, whoa, maybe this is something I do need. Now, for me, I was very grateful because my friend said that he saw some of my posts on Facebook and thought, oh, you know what, this might work. And I think it might have been the post that I had made on anxiety, because I finally come to terms with the fact that I have anxiety. And it feels to me more situational from time to time, to be honest with you. But the mindfulness has really been helping that, because I don't really have a grasp on it yet. I have a pretty firm grip on my dinged up mental health. But I've spent a very long time trying to avoid the fact that I might have anxiety, to the point where I admit that that I do have it. And it's just trying to figure out the triggers, right? Because I think that's what anxiety is. It's when these things trigger us and we're just kind of like, oh my God. Or just, you don't even have to have trauma in your life to have anxiety. Some people just overthink, overworry, and overreact in some cases. And then we go off on the deep end, right? I mean, some people go off on drinking benders. People who have anxiety go off on these worry benders, these overthinking benders, and that's just as destructive. Because, those are the times when you can sabotage relationships. Those are the times when you can, sabotage, your workplace, or stuff like, just your life in general. You can self-implode, and that's what you do not want to do. So again, take a few minutes to think over the last 24 hours. So, over the last 24 hours, I pretty much didn't do anything yesterday. I was just, I did. I went out for a little bit. But, I noticed, now that I'm becoming a little more mindful, that the negative thoughts, when they come, they're a little bit easier to sweep away. When I see something that needs to be done, but, maybe I have a chart now for my week, to do certain chores on certain days, so that, you have the weekend to yourself. You're not overly, you're not inundated, like, oh, Saturday morning, I got to do all my cleaning. And sometimes I think that can be stressful for certain people. Some people, it's great. They're like, yep, Saturday morning, I'm going to clean from 8 to 12. That's going to be all I'm going to do, and blah, blah, blah. Then they have the rest of the weekend. But for some of us, that's not as easy. So when you break it down into little tasks over the course of several days, you think, well, this is a little bit easier, right? So, and you can get up a little earlier and do some of these things. Friday, I woke up early and I vacuumed, and it felt good to vacuum. Thursday morning or Wednesday night, I cleaned my sink in my bathroom, and then Thursday I cleaned the rest of the bathroom. So, you kind of break it down. Sorry, I always do that. If you break it down into little tasks, they can be less intrusive with your thoughts. All right. It'll give you less anxiety. Like, oh my God, I got to finish this by a certain time. So, just do it. Just do it. All right. But, I mentioned earlier that I really feel that mindfulness can help with triggers. I mentioned the other day when I said something was said to me, and I just kind of I almost got mad, and then I realized I could feel this. I could feel my heart starting to pound a little bit. I could feel my body start to heat up a little bit, and I thought, no, stop. This isn't who you are. You know? And I thought, okay, so I just sat down on the stairs. I took a few deep breaths, and I remembered the saying, exhale slowly and imagine letting go of all the stress and discomfort. So sometimes people know us well, but they don't know us as well as we hope they would. So they see you and they think, oh, you're fine. Go do this, go do that. And it's okay. Because they don't know. They don't know that you might be hurting. They don't know that, you might have some issues. But, I know that and you don't want to fight with people. So you just kind of deal with it. And sometimes the way we deal with it is, again, by inhaling the positive and inhaling just inhaling all the good stuff, like those seeds, right? That's where this card comes in, the mind garden. Imagine your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. You can choose what seeds you plant in it. You can plant seeds of positivity, love, and abundance, or you can plant seeds of negativity, fear, and denial. You can spend time trying to take care of everyone else's garden, or you can work on making your garden beautiful. And when you make your garden beautiful, again, it's like giving from a full cup, right? The cup is your garden. If your garden is overflowing with weeds and people can't get through, or you can't get through, it gets frustrating, right? I mean, you need like some big old machete to hack your way through stuff, and that can be time, that can be a lot of work. That can be a lot of work. So you might be thinking, oh, I can't do this. And then you might lose your ever loving mind. Because that's sometimes when, the overthinking starts, the intrusive thoughts start. And instead of planting those seeds of positivity, love, and abundance, you have now started to grow this forest of negativity, fear, and denial. So sometimes we have to push ourselves a little bit harder than we want to. Sometimes we just have to go with the flow and know that, again, this too shall pass. And just take a beat and take a deep breath. And like I said, I did this, and I was amazed at how well I had kind of grasped the idea of mindfulness. By the end of this book, if I'm not floating off of my bed when I meditate, I don't know. if I am not floating like those gurus are in the little comic strips, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But no, seriously, I like I said, I'm only on the third mindfulness thing, which I haven't finished yet. And or I haven't even started it yet. But already it's affecting me, because I know I'm in a really good place now. I'm in a much better place than I have been probably ever in my life. I'm not going to say that my life was bad. My life was good. There were bad things that happened to me in a good life. But because of the bad things that happened, some of my reactions to certain things were a bit skewed, or a bit mistimed, or just bad. And now that I'm in this place where I can really kind of see my life and enjoy my life. I mean, this is probably the first time I've ever said that I've had a good life, but where bad things happened. And it's okay. I mean, it's not okay that it happened to me, but it's okay now, because I'm in a good place. And I know that the mindfulness is also going to help with the triggers, because here's the thing. You can heal everything. You can move forward and think, yeah, this is great. And it could be the smallest, tiniest of things that trigger you. The triggers don't always go away. What happens is, in my opinion and in my perspective, we just learn how to handle them better. And sometimes sometimes certain triggers will not bother you. But there are probably certain things in your healing path where, maybe you're just having a sensitive day, or maybe you're just not having a good day, or maybe it's just one of those days where, again, that trigger comes up, and maybe you've handled it 50,000 times and you've done it beautifully, and today just may be the day where you can't. And that's where I think the mindfulness can come in. That doesn't mean ignore it. Mindfulness isn't talking about ignoring it. Mindfulness is reminding yourself, I'm in the present, I'm okay. I am safe in the present. And you go through the feeling. You feel the feeling, and you try to heal that feeling in that moment. But it doesn't mean, that you're magically transported back to this bad place. It means that the memory has come up and it's triggered something in you, and now you have to figure out how to move through it. And if you find this mindfulness, you are able to move through it and say, look, again, as I mentioned, or as I just said, I am safe in this moment. I am protected in this moment. And that can help just enough for you to, again, move through that feeling of that trigger. And, you can't rush it. It could take a day. It could take less than a day. It could take a couple days, to just feel like you're back in on your own solid ground, in your own footing. So don't pressure yourself. Don't make yourself feel bad. Don't shame yourself if you have a trigger, but just try to figure out how to mindfully move through it so that it doesn't make you spiral, because spiraling is a hard thing to come out of. Every time I've thought I've been finished with the spiral I came out of, I realized I hadn't. I probably hit a ledge and it felt good and it's like, yeah, I'm done. And then all of a sudden it's like, like those Indiana Jones movie where it just pushes you off the ledge and you're falling again. You're like, oh shit, what do I do? Until you finally hit the ground and you're like, oh, okay. I've been spiraling for a few years, and that's a hard thing to admit because I do this show. And one of the reasons I started this show was because I was trying to stay in a good place. But honestly, the spiral that I've been through, it's been various levels. And in the end, when I finally found that footing on that ground, I realized, you know what? I can do this. And mindfulness has really, really been helpful. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have bad days. What it means is that I'm going to figure out how to move through it a little more healthier than I have in the past. So one last time, take a few minutes to think over the last 24 hours. Can you identify times in which you were present and times in which you were not? List a few examples of each. Recognize the experiences where you could benefit from being more mindful. The last couple of days were pretty chill, but like I said, on Friday, I really found myself in a place where I'm not sure I was being totally mindful. And then when I was put into a situation, I knew I had to jump into that mindfulness, and I did. And I'm very, very grateful for the tool and the habit, because this is the one thing I really want to make a habit in my life, is the meditation and the mindfulness. Now remember, they are two separate things. Mindfulness is about being in the present moment. Again, this is again from Neil Donald Walsh. Stop all of your doingness, all of your thinking. Just be for a while, even for only a moment. It can change everything. Mindfulness is being in the present moment. Whereas meditation is just trying to clear your mind and, clear your vibe and clear all those wonderful things. So, that was a good one today. I really like that. In fact, I'm gonna have to do this tonight because I'm gonna be driving today. So woohoo! I have to drive to where I'm going, and it's, me, I am always honest about how I am when I drive, because people are stupid out there. I don't lose my ever loving shit. I might just sit there and go, seriously, really? But there are dumb people out there. And I know this, and yet still, for some reason, they irritate the ever-loving shit out of me. But, and I have my moments. I have my moments. I have my own moments. They're few and far between. I like to think, knock on wood, that I am a good driver. And I was taught by good people how to be a good driver. So, I recognize that there are other people on the road, which is what makes me a good driver, unlike some of the other people who act like they're the only ones on the road. But I digress. I'm going to be mindful. I'm in the present moment and I'm not in the car, so yay. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to practice that today. Like, whew, just get in the car. I hope I have a great drive. So, come on, you got to add humor to some of this stuff. It gets a little too serious. But yeah, you know me, my brain, what did I say? Where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. So that's how my brain works for you. But anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day today. Please take care of yourselves. I know that mindfulness can be a little bit crazy at first because you're sitting there. It's really, and I say crazy in the sense where you really got to feel it. You got to put yourself in there, but practice makes perfect. You're not, maybe if you're perfect at it right off the beginning, that kudos to you. But if you're struggling with it at first, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, don't shame yourself. Everything takes time for some people. I mean, it's taken me years to understand mindfulness. Then I get this journal and it came at the perfect time. So again, I don't know if you watch the show, Steve, but thank you. Because I really, really appreciate this. It's always nice when you have friends that see something and think, whoa, I think so-and-so would benefit from this. I think we've all done this for other people, and I think it's good for us to just kind of pay attention to what our friends are thinking or doing or seeing. Okay, so have a great Monday. Use the mindfulness tools if you need to. Breathe in the positivity, the love, the joy, the abundance, all that. Exhale the negativity, the denial, the fear, all that stuff. Exhale all the icky shit. Okay? Get it up and out of you. Exhale it. Exhale. Right? So breathe in, hold it, and exhale. And exhale the worry and the stress and the overthinking. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public, so anybody can watch. I also upload these to YouTube under the Aloha Perspective, and I share them to my Facebook page, both of which you are welcome to like and subscribe to on Facebook with the Aloha Perspective as well. So again, have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.